Okay, and I think just one of the things that we see in implementing governance is what is the sort of cycle of reporting and the cadence across the various levels in the organization, the various units and accountability nodes within the organization. And so I think it is quite important to just show that really what was trying to be done in this organization was to be able to get executives getting the governance data they needed for decision making on a weekly basis, right? And that meant that we had to get this data collected and we had to roll it up reliably and be able to show those reports and dashboards, etc. Along with the ability to drill down into the detail on any project anywhere. We wanted to get that all done on a weekly basis, so things were rolled up as best they could be. And on the optimal side, that would be on a weekly basis. And so we could get the details and they would be automatically rolled up in the system to the various groups and nodes where that governance data was needed. I don't know, Sherif, if you want to add anything.
No, Chris, no. That's overall.
Okay.
Overall, that's what we have.
And this slide really puts together how it worked on a time basis. And I think the important thing here is that we had a lot of different accountability nodes, PMOs, etc., that needed to be brought into this. And of course, as I said, we started by getting people up to some minimum level of maturity and then working on gradually getting everybody up to a higher level of maturity as needed. Some perhaps needed more project management maturity than others, but bringing them up to an appropriate level. So some of these are coming in over stages, over time. And the actions here reflect the actual project phases, if you like, where we were implementing these changes. And you can see there's relatively few, 6 or 7 spread out over a year to implement across all of these different units. Okay, and we can also see the big components here, just to expand it, and how we rolled those out over time. Again, over time, because we'd start with 1 or 2 or 3 units or PMOs with a certain level of maturity, and then upgrading and completing that and adding more units in as we go, so we could then say that we had a more complete process, if you like, and big component in place. Okay, I don't know if you want to add anything on that, Sherif.
No, Chris, it's as I said earlier, there was different maturity level of the people, and we took, in stages to develop those people and come to a stage where the things are acceptable, and then we started rolling out across the course. Actually, Chris captured this in the graphical form, which looks really good. Yep. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I think and key to that was this just going in steps and making sure that we got first level of maturity in place, and then test out in each of these. We put some stuff together and then we tested it with a smaller group, and if that worked okay and whatever we learned from that, we implement those improvements and then roll it out to the rest of that group within that phase. So repeatable steps, and then just making sure that each step both improved our maturity levels, but also improved the scope of reaching out across the different units. And that really just multiplied the impact of these changes within a relatively short time. So within 12 months, we've got, I think, a lot done. Okay, I'll hand that.
Does that come back to, we're nearly wrapped up, aren't we?
Yeah, I'm trying to stop the sharing.
I'll just get my screen. I'll try and get that too. So I'll find my mouse. It's here somewhere.
Okay.
I daren't right click because it'll disappear, right?
I've stopped it.
Okay.